What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and share the video. Hit the join button and become a member. Why? Well, members get exclusive content. Hit the bell icon on my channel so that you receive a notification every time that I drop a video. You can go and check the video out, leave a comment, leave a like. Let's get into it. This transpired in Corcoran State Prison. There in the hole. Just brought you a story about the green light that the Southsiders had on us there in the hole in Corcoran. And this transpired between two individuals, an older dude from Los Angeles named Fame. I believe we used to call him Famo. He had glasses with braids. Fame had to be at least 57 years old. He was between 57 and 62 years old. He may have been 60, 61 years old, 62 even. And he was in a cell with a dude from up north in the hole. I believe he was from Stockton. He had been on the yard as well, on C Yard. Fame was on C Yard. Even after he got out of the hole, after this incident, Fame went back to C Yard. Some people who was there in Corcoran at this time in 1995 know what I'm talking about. Also, soon, coming up, I'm going to do the video that I talked about between these two dudes there in Corcoran on C Yard in 3 building. One was in opposition. I'm not going to name his name, but don't push me. He had a love affair with a Mexican, a paisa. It's true. It happened, bro. Everybody that was in Corcoran at that time knows what I'm talking about, particularly if you was there in 3 building in 1995 on C Yard. They all know. And it was an intense, illicit love affair. Not necessarily a Big Bubba story, only because it was consensual. No one was taking anything from the other, but it was still disgusting. And I can't believe that it was allowed. I'm going to get into it. Yeah, I am. I'm back. Big Bubba is back. And here in this situation, Big Bubba tries to strike again there in Corcoran, rearing his ugly head. But this is a bit different in the fact that it's the younger dude trying to bully the older dude out of his manhood. Oh, it's true. The younger dude from Stockton or wherever the hell he was from, he wasn't that young, 31, 32, possibly even 33 years old. So we're not talking about a 19 or 20-year-old. This guy knows better. But I still refer to him as a young dude because of the age that I am now and the age that he was then in comparison to the dude Fame, who again was his elder at 60, 61, 62 years old, 59 years old, what have you. Fame had did time in prison. He was well versed about the ways of the world and the ways of the yard. Certainly, he had pulled many scams and schemes himself throughout the duration of his time in prison. So you can't pull one over on him. As I said, typically it's the other way around. It's the older generation trying to entice or snatch the souls of someone younger. Not a younger dude. Where do you get the nerve trying to bully or entice an older dude? He's been around. He knows the game. He's not going to fall victim to your shenanigans. But Fame was frail, slight in stature. And the dude from Stockton, he was a bit stocky. And he knew that Fame had no chance in a mano-a-mano battle inside of that cell. Fame would lose instantly. He had no chance. I know that you say that size doesn't matter, and I say that's delusion. It does. and he would have taken him down quickly. And the old man was coming to the yard, and he began to say, just like the younger dude, the story I brought you before with the older dude that was in the cell with him there in Corcoran. The only difference is, again, the roles are reversed in that this is a younger dude coming at the older generation with such disrespect. And Fame came to the yard one day and said that the dude from Stockton was in there trying him, that he was trying to bully him, and had asked him before if he had ever been involved with the man since he had did all that time. The dude from Stockton told Fame that he had heard that the older dudes that were doing time back in the days, that they all had dibbled and dabbed with another dude there behind the walls. Is this true, Fame? Was you a part of this? This is what the dude from Stockton asked him. Fame said that he told him then, do not ever sex play him. Do not ever get at him like that again. Do not disrespect him like that. That he's an older dude now, but he's still an OG. He don't gang bang. Fame did not represent any gang faction. He was just an older dude from LA. And the dude from Stockton, I don't believe he banged either. If he did, he was a weirdo type gang member. I remember the dude. But he didn't strike me as anything significant. And Fame had told him then, don't come at me like that again. And one day, a few days later, not taking heed to what Fame had suggested, they were getting naked to come out for the yard. Because again, there in the hole, you strip out. They'll strip you out right there in your cell. They'll come to your cell door, open up the tray slot, call it the tray slot that they send your food through in, and tell you to take off your clothes and hand them through the tray slot to the police. While they sit there looking into the window as you strip out and grab up underneath yourself and turn around and squat and caulk. Then they hand you your drawers and your socks back in there and say, get dressed, and they cuff you up right there and then take you out to the yard. And they do this right here in front of your cellie. Oftentimes, obviously, your cellie just turns his head or whatever. He faces out the window while you're over there getting naked, turning around, squatting and coughing. He doesn't want to see this. But the dude from Stockton, when they come to strip them out for the yard one day, he's right there eyeballing Fame up and down, probably getting aroused. And then he made a comment to Fame on the way to yard and asked him how come his scrotum, his balls, laid so low. What kind of question is this? Famo said he told him, man, I told you not to sex play me like that, man. What are you talking about? Why are you looking at my scrotum? Now, Fame comes to the yard and tells us this immediately. This happens on the way to the yard. And at this juncture, the blacks did step in and tell the dude from Stockton to not disrespect the OG any further. Because we now realize what this dude is trying to do. I don't know if he's trying to be involved with this dude romantically, if he's trying to snatch his soul and his manhood, or if he's just sex playing him because he's just a jerk. And he knows that, or believes that he can bully the old man, that he can beat the old man. And he's just in there passing his time being irritant and annoying. Either way, what he's doing is unacceptable. And the blacks did approach him and tell him that the Famo made it clear that this dude was trying to bully him and take advantage of him because of his age, Fame believing that he could not fight back. Well, we could fight for you, brother. And we told this dude. And it wasn't even an LA thing versus an up north thing. It was really a black thing. When the blacks approached him there on the yard and ad said, and made it explicitly clear that should he transgress one more time against our brethren Fame in trying to solicit him and elicit his manhood, he would be attacked. He claimed that it wasn't like that. That Fame was exaggerating. We had told them to just move out of the cell with one another. But oftentimes, it's not just that simple. Their ad said. And so they remained in the cell. They moved me to another section eventually a few days later. And a few days later, after I moved to the section, here comes Famo to the new section as well. After I'd seen the police running over there towards his section to an incident that had transpired. The incident, turns out, involved Famo and his cellie. Well, his cellie still hadn't taken heed to the warning that the black community even had given him. So addicted to the salacious and wanting to still bully this man and degrade him, he couldn't help himself. So one day, Fame says he was over there bird bathing. That's what we call it, a bird bath. When you put the sheet up to block your cellie from any visual, and you get naked and you take a bird bath in the sink there behind the sheet. The sheet, again, is for privacy, for yourself and for your cellie. And this dude is over here, bird bath is Famo, minding his own business, and he has the sheet up. And out of nowhere, Famo says, as he finishes with his bird bath and is about to get dressed, the dude apparently recognized that he was finishing up with his bird bath, heard the water stop running, and figured Famo was still over there in the buff. And he creeped over there and grabbed one of Famo's cheeks. Yeah, he did. Famo told me this out of his own mouth, that the dude grabbed his buttocks, gluteus maximus, with no warning and without permission, clearly. Playing with this man, sex playing this man, disrespecting and demeaning, denigrating and degrading this man after he had been warned not to do such. Not to disrespect our people like this. Not to disrespect himself like this. And Fame said he turned around and grabbed the dude by his neck, but when he grabbed him, the dude punched him. He socked Famo and blackened his eye. When Famo came to the other section, his eye was black, bro. That's because dude had already blackened his eye. Dude fired on him, on the old man, because the old man had grabbed him by the neck to get him off of his ass cheeks. And the dude fired on him like what's up? Like, you really finna try to take this or what? He fired on him and dropped the old man. Now, Fame got up and tried to swing back. You have to fight in that situation there in prison when someone is trying to challenge you and take your manhood. But it's only so much that he could do physically in his older years and with his fragility. And so he lost that fight. But he was determined to win the war. And he made like everything was good between him and his cellie after the brawl. He said that he laid down and was nursing himself back to health. And his cellie was asking him if he was okay and had apologized and told him that he wouldn't play like that with him again. That he had just lost and that he was just joking. And Fame said he had told him, man, I told you long ago, the first time, not to joke with me like that. And then the blacks told you, bro. And then you're going to blacken my eye, then you're going to fire me. He said, man, because you grabbed my neck. He said, man, because you grabbed my stuff, I had to try to get you off me. I had to try to defend myself, bro. All right, man, that's cool. Now, some blacks that was on the tier later told me that they had heard the commotion. They had even heard some of the things that were said. And they was waiting on a dude from Stockton to get back to the yard. They was going to crash him, bro. They were pissed. I'm just now hearing all this, and my blood is boiling. But Famo, well, he's a man, and he was going to take care of this on his own. There in Corcoran in the hole, as in many holes, you can have your TV. These days, the TVs are a flat screen, even though it's a size 15 inch. You can have a 13 or a 15 inch. They're still very small. But back then, they had the big TVs with the big black back. Nice, big, heavy TVs. And even though the old man was old and fragile, he said that somehow he mustered up the strength that night to pick up the TV, that he had waited on this dude to go night-night, to go to bed. And when he did, and what's even worse is that he had the old man on the top bunk the whole time. It's automatic. It's cell etiquette that the older man, the OG, gets the bottom bunk. Always. That's in every dorm in LA County Jail. That's in every situation, bro. That's just respect. They get the bottom bunk. How the hell you gonna be 31 jumping up on the bottom bunk and the old man 62 jumping up on the top bunk? He was on the bottom bunk. Had he been on the top bunk, this may not have happened to him, because Fame would have had to pick up the TV and somehow get it up to the top bunk and try to crack his head with it. But since he was there on the bottom bunk, being a bully, it made Fame's job that much easier. And Fame said he waited till he was nice and asleep. He was snoring loud. Clearly, he was out for the count. Fame said he crept down off the top bunk as not to make too much noise. And when he jumped down, well, he used the dude's TV. He unplugged it. And Fame said that he tried to pick it up at first, and it was a bit heavy. He was just testing it out. And dude, he didn't budge. He was still asleep, fast asleep, and snoring, unknowing what's about to happen to his ass. And Fame said he tried to pick up the TV again once he realized about the size and the weight of it. And he was able to pick it up. And he went right over there to the bottom bunk where the dude was snoring at. And he was facing the wall. So he couldn't even get his whole face. He just got the back of his head. Fame said he had the TV and he picked it up as best he could and just bam, dropped it on the dude's skull and cracked it. Yeah, he did. He cracked his head, bro, wide open till some of the white meat was showing. The police, that's the commotion that I heard when the police ran into his section. Because the dude woke up hooping and hollering and screaming, leaking. And he couldn't respond. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't blacken Fame's eye at that point because he was weak and bleeding. And the police did come and get him. And that's how Fame ended up in my section. Fame told the police that he was just defending himself because it was clear that he had hit him upside the head with the TV. The TV was on the floor at this point. Dude is leaking. He probably done told him he got hit upside the head with the TV. I don't know, but they didn't figure all this out. But they see that Fame has a black eye. And he's an old man. And he told them, I don't think he gave him the whole story. He just told them that he was defending himself. And since they had asked to move cells before, they knew that there was some sort of tension or problem going on inside of that cell. The police knew this. And therefore, they didn't charge Fame with anything, with any sort of crime for cracking his head open with the TV. Because he had a black eye. And he said that he had just been defending himself. And it was also, again, documented that he had asked to get out of that cell days before, citing a problem with his cellie. And the police, they didn't move him. So really, the blood is on their hands. They know this. He'd probably beat this in court. And they looking at his stature and his fragility and understood that if he hit this dude upside the head with a TV, he must have been defending himself from something. We can see that he has a black eye. They just moved him out of the cell and moved him into the section with me, and that was it. No charges were brought against Fame. Fame ended up coming back to CR when I went back over there to CR after I had left the hole. But I never saw the dude from Stockton again. That's what happened. He tried to play Fame out of his manhood. A younger dude trying to play an older dude. Disrespecting him. And you'll find this sometimes, not necessarily on these level 4 yards, with dudes so-called sex playing each other. Grabbing each other's stuff, calling each other the B word. All sorts of nonsense going on behind those walls. It's not going to happen on level 4 yard, but there in Corcoran, in the hole, again, the politics are different. And the younger dude thought he had one, a victim that he can hide out there in the hole and try to manipulate and take advantage of an older gentleman. And he met his fate for such flawed thinking, coming at this man who's been down for years, knows all of the game, disrespecting him about his manhood after he stood up and fought for years for his sanity and for his people behind these walls. Well, yeah, stupid, you're going to pay a price for such ill-advised decisions. And he did. Got his skull cracked open with a damn TV for trying to play the old man. Grabbed his cheeks while he was over there bird bathing and naked, which means he too has his Larry out. And this dude is coming over there. He sees all this. He don't care. And literally grabbed one of his cheeks, bro. And dude turned around and said, and grabbed him by the neck. And then dude fired on him and dropped him, blacking the old man's eye. Unacceptable, bro. Unacceptable. And before the blacks can get their hands on him, because they were going to, he had already been warned. With Famo, he took care of it himself as a man. Oh well. Oh, Big Bubba. Big Bubba, he just didn't stop. He was lurking there in prison, whether you like it or not. And again, coming up, it's not necessarily a Big Bubba story because, again, this one was consensual. But it happened, and it was with an opposition. Oh, yeah. I can prove it, bro. It happened. In Corcoran. On CR N3 building. Oh, yeah. A love affair. An interracial love affair. A forbidden fruit, a forbidden love affair. Between a dude who's a staunch gang member. A reputable. He could even be running his hood right now. I can't say his name. They might want to come after me for this one, boy. But if you push me, I will expose him. Stay free, people!